What's up, YouTube? Hello, YouTube. I'm back. Without no further ado, we're just gonna start. We're all here for a movie review. I've been doing this. I'm not been doing these like too often, but we're here to do movie review this time, guys. Yeah. What movie is it? I fucking hate it. I have to like fucking read it because it's so long. The movie is called Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. I cannot retain this whole title, guys. I just can't do it. But that's the name of the movie. I can show you a screenshot, right? I don't think it's really necessary since I'm gonna do the thumbnail, but that's story for another story, right? So yeah, don't be a menace in Central while drinking your juice in the hood. This is the movie review we gonna make today. So if you guys already watched this movie, I don't know. I watched it yesterday, the first time. I already knew about the movie. I already knew about the. Do we have a problem? I said, do we have a problem? I already knew about this, but I never really watched the movie. I was just like, yeah, it's a funny scene. But yesterday, that was when I really was like, maybe we should check it out. So I checked it out, guys, and yeah, it's a little bit late, but I did it, and yeah, this movie basically is a parody of Boys in the Hood. I think you guys watched this movie since Ice Cube plays in it, and a lot of y'all old heads especially, but a lot of y'all still know Ice Cube from his music, from Ice Cube being in NWA, right, with Eazy-E and stuff. Some of y'all know Ice Cube from Friday, which is sad, because then it's all about Chris Tucker's hype. Some of y'all know Ice Cube from Are We There Yet, which is even sadder. If you know Ice Cube from Are We There Yet, whoa, this is really sad, bro. It's sad to start with like Ice Cube, but yeah, Boys in the Hood was the movie starring Ice Cube, and this movie we're talking about is the parody they're taking, but it's not the only hood movie. They also took something from Menace to Society. It's just to take all the hood movies, but the Boys in the Hood is the most prominent one because Ice Cube plays in there. I think they also took a jab at Poetic Justice. I mean, Tupac plays in Poetic Justice, and more famously Janet Jackson. They play in this movie, and in this movie they're making fun of all of them gonna take shit. All of them gonna take shit. And the beginning of the movie, they tell you like, every black individual, whatever they called, grows up watching a hood movie, right? And 1 out of 5 gets shot while watching it in the movie theaters. I don't know if this is factual, but it could be true. Like every fifth one got shot while watching Boys in the Hood and stuff. And yeah, I like this movie. That's what I'm gonna tell you right off the back without you having to watch the entire video. Yeah, you can thank me, but it doesn't fucking matter, guys. I like this movie. I like the fact that it's a parody, and this movie is actually funny. I actually laughed, and it's actually good parody, because if you look at all these hood movies are actually pretty trash. All these hood movies are trash. All these hood movies are not good, are very stereotypical, very, very shit. So, and that's my question while I watch all these hood movies. Where's the humor? Where's the humor? You want to tell me that there's no humor in hood movies? I get it. You want to make like a sort of documentary, but no humor, nothing. You want to tell me that nothing was funny while you was growing up in the hood? You want to tell me all of them were robots? This can't be true. I don't know. Are you guys doing this on purpose, or is that like your way of showing humor, because that's like very dark, twisted, and odd way to show it. Because guys, you all know, being comedian and humor it's all subjective, right? Everybody has like a different perception of humor. Some find it funny, but I find this one really funny. If you ask me about Boys in the Hood, it's not a funny movie, bro. Funny, haha, in a way where like, oh, these black peoples are getting fucked over, haha, like that. But in fact, it's really not fun movies. And if you look at it, guys, these hood movies are all bad movies. Bad writing, they're not good. They're not good. They're not good. If you want to know what's up in the hood, wow, why don't you just go there? Just go to the hood, bro. You're gonna see what the hood is like. And all these countless videos up in social medias when you see these little hood fights, man. We're not even gonna mention these negative comments. We don't give a shit. This movie just proves how fucking mediocre Boys in the Hood, Menace Society, all these hood movies ain't shit compared to these, because they're actually taking all the scenes from Boys in the Hood back to back and making them better. They made it better. Some are exaggerated, but I liked it. Now I don't want to defend this movie too much. There's some scenes that were not funny at all, but there were some scenes that were funny. All right. You got a lot of scenes. I'm just gonna talk about the memorable scenes. I'm not gonna show no scenes, since with all the copyright stuff, I don't want to have this video be taken down because I showed some scenes, guys. So you have to trust me that I actually watched the whole scene. It all starts with them actually just parroting Boys in the Hood, right? And everyone who watched Boys in the Hood knows that's like this guy, I'm going back to the hood and stuff. And then you have his mom like, I can't teach you how to be a man and stuff. All this kind of crap bullshit. Like, oh, I need to grow up. I need to grow up. I need to make something out of myself, individual. I need to make it out of the hood. I need to make it out of the hood. How many times you guys want to make movies to get out of the hood? You make it because it sells, right? It sells. Pile of bunch of garbage. Look at this hypocrisy. Yeah, just put a bunch of no good guys who get their brains poisoned with all the sugar and all the food. Put them all in the projects, guys. Yeah, I would especially after watching this movie, I'm never gonna watch like a hood movie again. Never, ever in my life I'm gonna watch a hood movie again. Even like Friday, man, fuck this movie. All these movies ain't shit compared to this one. Alright? And that's what they do. They don't want that. They don't want that. They want us to watch these movies, but I'm not. These movies are trash. If you're somebody who has brain rot and eats all this sugar and stuff and all this garbage bullshit, and you have brain damage, of course you're gonna watch Boys in the Hood and all these other movies, and you're gonna be like, hey, this is my jam, this is my shit. We need to fight the oppression. But of course, if you weren't born with these conditions, you're gonna gravitate towards this movie. You're gonna watch this, and you're gonna be like, this is great. Alright, because at least when I watch this, I know it's not meant to be taken serious. Some of y'all take Boys in the Hood and stuff serious, and I can't blame you for that, because their jokes are that dry. But it's not this movie though. Like I said, this guy, just like in the other movie, goes there. His mom has to send him back to his dad, just like in the version with Lawrence Fishburne, right? And then they're there, and then it's just like in the movie. Lawrence asks his son like, "Oh, did you even get any women? Did you even get laid and stuff?" And he's telling the story, right? But in the parody, the dad like slaps him in the back and be like, get to the point. Because that's what I was thinking when I was watching Boys in the Hood. This guy's just talking a lot of shit. I guess you could smell the sex in the air. Oh, you guys see how fucking weird Boys in the Hood is? The fucking weirdo movie. I don't care if Ice Cube plays in there. I don't fucking give a shit. And this movie just shows it. This movie is just great. Then you have this guy going to his friend's house. I don't know what's his name. O Block, O Dog. I don't care. I don't care about the name. I didn't retain no names. Okay, the only name I maybe retained was Tashiki's name, because she's really good. Whoever is the actress for Tashiki, very good, very good. I liked it. She's almost like the highlight, guys. You know, But this movie makes the main character actually not seem like the main character. But I think you have two main characters. But the other main character is supposed to be the main character from Boys in the Hood, but it's not a good main character. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion, though. Get overshadowed. But even this one is even better. But I guess he's just playing his role right. He's doing it right. So yeah, this guy just meets with his homie, right, who is already in the hood. To show him actually like what the hood life is about, but it's all a parody, guys. I mean, he walks inside his house and you have like a grandma smoking a joint, right? It's grandma smoking, and then the grandma is like, you still know how to stick and move, right? And then this guy just punches grandma, but the grandma had like a very hard gums, right? So she didn't feel nothing, bullshit like that, Then they go to the China shop. They go to the Chinese shop, and then you have this Chinese woman following them because it's stereotypical, and she's like, hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy, hurry up and buy. Yeah, they took every scene. Some scene they also added some scenes, but they took every scene from Boys in the Hood and made it better, right? All this is great. Then you go to this party. Like just like in Boys in the Hood. They're having this party, you see everyone having a good time. Hey. Everyone's just having a good time, they're dancing. And then the camera like leans more to the right. And then you see other two couple literally fucking. They're literally having sex. And it's just a show. Guys, while you guys just be wild, you might as well just fuck. This is where this guy meets Tashiki, right? And she has seven children, right? It's funny. I think she has 7. I could be wrong, but she has seven children. One of them is Asian. Like you see, this fucking movie, and then these other guys try to get with him, get with her, and stuff, and he has to do a whole bunch of nonsense. But they actually get together in the end. And then a whole bunch of bullshit that happens, stupid stuff, and they just keep making fun of Boys in the Hood because it's actually a very trash movie. Even at the end where shit, just shit happens. You all guys know the scene from Boys in the Hood where this guy Trey, right? Because this guy's name's Ashtray. Which, in my opinion, is the best scene. Where Ashtray or Trey, in the original scene, where he just goes back to his girlfriend's house, where he did not wanted to show that she's a hoe, right? And he's just fed up, and he just start like punching the air. But in the parody, like he punches her children. 7 children, punches them all, and Tashiki's like, what are you doing? And I was like, exactly, bro, exactly. That's how I was feeling when I was watching the original Boys in the Hood. I'm like, what? I'm surprised you guys didn't took more scenes, from Boys in the Hood. What about the scene where Lawrence Fishburne is like talking to a whole bunch of masses and be like, oh, we need to buy these houses. I don't even know what he's talking anymore, but you could have parodied this as well. But yeah, this movie is a little bit short, and I think that's why they didn't. They probably recorded a lot of scenes, but they removed them, which is all right. It's how I would rank this movie, to be honest, guys. It's a Sorry about that. Since it's meant to be a funny movie to make you laugh, I'm not gonna be all too critic. And in the movie itself, they showed like an 8 out of 10. Like it was an insider, and they were like 8 out of 10. So I think a 8 out of 10 is very fitting. You know, I wouldn't give it more than 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 is accurate because this movie is actually funny. I actually laughed. It is not too long, not too short. It's straight to the point. Okay, there were like jokes that are funny. I mean, the guy with the wheelchair is hilarious. The jokes they had for him when he got run over by a car, right? You guys who seen the scene. For some reason, it was so funny. It was so funny to me. It made no sense. It made no sense for him to be run over by this car. But I was like, yo, this was probably the best scene. To be honest. And the I suck your dick. I suck your dick. You know, I like this movie. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, but I don't have more to say. The actors are all likable. You know when the ashtray gets like held to this gun by his head by the police officer, and he's like, "I hate blacks. I hate black pepper. I hate." This movie. I mean, it had everything. It had every joke. It had every joke. It had a message. This movie is not for everyone. This is a funny movie, but it's also a serious movie. It's to show us that you know how easy it is to just make a movie and make everybody think that a specific stereotype is like that. Specific individual, like let's say blacks or Asians or whites, that they're the way they are when you watch a specific movie. But 9 times out of 10, this is not how these guys act in real life. These guys never act. Yeah, you have some delusional, brain-rotted idiots who actually really act like in the movies because that's all they know. But once you see a movie like this, you're never gonna watch all these hood movies. You're never gonna take them seriously, even including biopics. I don't care if it's Elvis Presley, even though I haven't even watched the movie. I don't care if it's Elvis Presley or the Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. movie, 50 Cent, you name it. 8 Mile, all these movies watered down, if you think about it. And this movie like teaches you to not just watch the movies and don't follow every trend. Okay, not every movie, unless you compare it like The Matrix or really like science fiction movies like Godzilla really shows you stuff is to be taken serious. Alright? At this point, I'd rather watch a superhero movie. Marvel, DC, I don't care. If you guys call me childish or stuff, these movies are more serious than many of these hood movies. I don't care if this is a documentary purpose. There are other ways to show movies. And Batman and all these guys, the best example. But yeah, guys, I don't want to make this video too long, guys. If you like the video, it's awesome. If you want more movie reviews or maybe another review, I'll be back, guys. But this movie, if you guys haven't checked it out, which I doubt it, I think you guys already watched it. Check it out, guys. If you're planning on watching a hood movie, even though that's not really a hood movie, it kind of is, but it's a parody. But that's still better. That's my point. So yeah, guys, without further ado, you guys, thanks for watching all the way. And with that being said, catch you guys later. And